It all started in Bratislava. I'd been asked to come to Slovakia to screen one of my films.
Another day, another high school.
As part of a cultural exchange program.
I think that went okay. I'm sweating like a mad dog.
Then I went to Prague to see my cousins. And then on to Amsterdam, where I got an unexpected call from this guy, Axel Bouchan. In an earlier episode, Axel explained how cutting-edge science is showing us that all our positive emotions are generated by these 6 neurotransmitters in the brain. And with it, he thinks he can cure depression.
We are just testing this idea to cure depression on me.
Really? Now, when I hear the words cure depression, I think of everything from bird singing to the electroshock treatment scene from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. But this is not that. Axel's a trained biochemist who spent 15 years in Big Pharma and actually left because he felt like they were too focused on treating the symptoms of depression, but not its root cause. Also, his wife left him.
That is a moment that is undescribable.
But all you need to know is that this experiment is the culmination of Axel's 7-year journey to find a non-medicinal, non-surgical, totally safe cure for depression.
That's why tomorrow is so interesting.
Now I gotta get my ass to the train station.
Can you tell how steep these stairs are?
It's tricky. On the train to Maastricht, I thought about the therapies currently on offer. The greatest hits of available cures include talk therapy, made famous by Freud, cognitive behavioral therapy, where your therapist slowly and methodically exposes you to things that you're anxious about, and of course, medication. I've been doing some combination of all these for the past 20 years, and still depression persists. Which it turns out is not uncommon.
70% of people with depressions do not respond to the medication on the market. Of the 30% that respond, they have a likelihood for a first relapse of 50%.
As far as cures go, our options have been pretty limited. But maybe that's about to change. The eagle has landed. Now, this wasn't my first time in Maastricht. Far from it. I had been here once before, on another mission to find the most beautiful bookstores in the world. This one's in an old church. Now, you see this drone shot of Maastricht right here? Or how about these shots of Maastricht here? Yeah, I didn't shoot those. Now might be a good time to let you know that this episode of Happiness is brought to you by Storyblocks. See, this is a common occurrence. It's the middle of the night, I'm trying to finish a project, and there's a giant black hole in the middle of my sequence. So what do? I go onto Storyblocks, it's really easy to search, find the right good-looking clip, it downloads directly into my project, and then boom, I plug it in, and I'm ready to go. Look how seamless and buttery that is. So if you're making something and you want it to look great, even if you don't have a budget or a crew or a location or a helicopter or a drone, okay, they get it. Go check out Storyblocks and get 3 months extra when you use storyblocks.com/MaxJoseph. Anyway, let's get back to curing depression, shall we?
This is that?
I think I'm in the right place. Nice spot down. Hey, how you doing? Max, nice to meet you. The Maastricht Brain Imaging Center, that's better, is one of the leading brain research labs in the world. The building houses 2 of the most high-powered fMRI machines on the planet, which can take ultra-detailed images of the brain in real time. For comparison, if this is a normal fMRI image, this is a level of detail that these machines can see.
Here we know the street and the house number even.
That's Michael. And yes, he does look a little like Nicholas Holt.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
So they're going to put you into an MRI. And then they're going to give you prompts.
They give me my best memories of my life.
And they're going to be able to see what's happening in your brain in real time.
And then they try to guide me into the hot spots where the emotions are felt the most intensive.
Any of this sound familiar?
What we're doing here, Mr. Barish, is actually creating a map of your brain.
It's kind of like that, But the idea is that instead of removing happy memories, you concentrate on them more. Like building a muscle. If it worked, it would be a massive breakthrough in mental health treatment. But that's a big if.
Alright, we are starting the short anatomy now without the video.
Oh, wow.
Opioid, fully.
This is probably not a bad time to revisit the hypothesis of happiness that we're actually testing.
We have 6 neurotransmitters that give us all our positive emotions. Dopamine, testosterone, serotonin, oxytocin, cannabinoids, and opioids. So every emotion we can consciously experience is a combination of these 6 molecules. Your brain loves the most, the more cups are filled. But that's not happiness yet. So how does the brain translate this into happiness? Whenever you have a boost of one of these 6 reward systems, it is actually recorded as something with positive emotional significance, or something you actually should remember.
To illustrate this, they show Axel a photo of he and his friends at a rave, having a good time. And when he focuses on it, he can boost the activity in his brain responsible for friendship love, from here to here.
Voll. Cool.
Everyone was feeling giddy because this seemed to be proving the theory true.
First try. I think we can stop now, that's fine.
That we can use memory recall to manipulate our own neurochemistry. If this sounds like a big deal, that's because it is.
That is only his mind who keeps it up, right? So the stimulus is then gone. This is for us very important.
Okay, I need to stop for a moment and tell you who this guy is. This is Rainer Gerbel. He's a pretty big deal. His contributions to the way fMRI data is processed and interpreted has been widely adopted in neuroscience research across the world. In fact, it was nearly impossible to get permission to film in his lab. And the only reason it happened is because Michael had seen We Are Your Friends and liked it.
Huzzah.
Getting back to the experiment, a big takeaway was that not all memories are created equal.
I could not
Repeat
get
it.
more
Yeah.
from this
Yeah, yeah,
moment,
yeah,
so I
yeah.
had to think about him in another memory.
Yeah, you had exhausted him, also this moment.
Yeah.
Turns out, you can't just use any old memory to alter your neuroplasticity.
It needs depth. It needs things, detail. So kind of and then you can kind of just surf this. It's really interesting.
So that was it. That was the experiment. But what does it all mean?
Depressed people have good memories.
Yeah.
They just can't
Yeah.
recall them. If you unlock this,
This we have done.
this can be a form of therapy if we could reactivate their good memories.
There's a psychological concept known as Mood-Congruent Memory, which is a tendency to recall memories that only match your current emotional state. If this graph is like our life, and the peaks and valleys represent our ever-changing emotional state, then we're only ever able to really see horizontally. When looking this way, we can mostly only recall similar emotional states, other bad moods. And when you look this way, you predict a future in which you feel just as shitty as you do right now. The hard work here would be to train your depressed brain to be able to see diagonally, recalling memories that don't just match your current emotional state, the way a method actor might draw from a personal experience to get themselves to cry. But like the positive version. The Maastricht Experiment will now be recreated as a clinical study at Stanford University's Brain Stimulation Lab by rockstar neuroscientist Nolan Williams.
Dr. Nolan Williams, the director of Stanford University's Brain Stimulation Lab in Palo Alto, California.
We need to be able to get people out of these states and not in the timelines that people are used to.
Nolan has developed an arsenal of new treatments to combat depression. There's the one with magnets, the one with ibogaine, the one with psilocybin, one with ketamine, one with MDMA, and maybe soon, one with happy memories.
What is the significance of, the Maastricht neurofeedback experiment?
What is the ideal depression treatment. The ideal depression treatment is a treatment that tells them something about the internal workings of their brain. And if they also able to be aware what systems are going off and on in their brain, then you should be able to regulate your mood in a much better way.
Nolan's clinical trial will monitor around 200 patients over the course of 6 months, as they log their positive memories and attend regular fMRI sessions, where those memories will then be played back to them. And who knows where that might lead? So, are we curing depression? Well, actually, yes, in a couple forms. The good news is that you don't have to be the world's greatest method actor, or have access to an fMRI, or take drugs that are currently illegal in the US to practice recalling positive memories. Andy Warhol used different fragrances for different years, so he could use them later to better recall his memories. Marcel Proust took a bite of a Madeleine, and it brought back so many memories that he needed 12 books just to write them all down.
No sooner had the warm liquid mixed with the crumbs touched my palate than a shudder ran through me and I stopped.
Those are pretty good. It's kind of like a Twinkie. Axel's company has also made public the app that's being used for memory collection in the Stanford study. You record your memories with text and photos, and it then translates them into the 6 neurotransmitters, thereby allowing you to recall them later strategically. The bottom line is that memory is vital for our happiness. It's even helping us treat depression. Thing is, you can't be living in your memories all the time. You need to set aside specific times to fully re-immerse, like we used to do. Getting out the scrapbook or wedding video, or telling stories about something funny that happened a couple years ago were well-worn rituals for millennia. The constant retelling of stories may have acted like an antidepressant of sorts. So I thought I'd try it out with my quick day trip to Prague to visit the cousins I had never met before. We made all sorts of new memories. This is the clock in Old Town Square that was so beautiful the king ordered the artist to be blinded. This is where Mozart debuted his masterpiece, Don Giovanni.
There are simply too many notes, that's all. Just cut a few and it'll be perfect.
This is the window to the basement of a church where the Czech resistance fighters fought valiantly against the Nazis. This is a drawing my cousin Robin did of me at lunch. Pretty good. Then we went to a museum dedicated to the art of Karel Zeman. Do you know who Karel Zeman is? Ever heard of the adventures of Baron Munchausen? Well, Karel Zeman made it first. Then after, we drove to where they actually live, which is in Pilsen, the birthplace of Pilsner, and we went to a pub there and tasted the local product.
We're taking, hold on, let's get a picture. Sorry, that was a video. I have no idea what you just ordered.
And yeah, reliving this memory right here does make me feel a little better. Not because I love traveling, which I do, or because we did so many things in one day, which we did, but because I can remember what it felt like in the moment to hang out with my cousin Derek, who I worshipped growing up, and now hanging with his amazing kids who have so much what I love about him and them.
Where are we going right now? Tell me.
Cinnamon rolls
To
right
get
behind you.
Why are cinnamon rolls so important?
Because you can't live without them.
It's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's pretty good.
It's a banger. Whoa.
And that feeling is this expansive feeling that we're all connected in weird and wonderful ways, and that life is going to be okay, even if it's not. Because all of these incredible moments have already happened, and they'll always be in there somewhere.
Setting the alarm for 7:30.
7:30.
Okay. Good night.
Night, bro.
Night, bro.
So whether it's with an app, a journal, cologne, perfume, pictures, music, clothing, keepsakes, souvenirs, we should all constantly be replaying our happy memories and prioritizing making new ones. And that reminded me about something Jonah, my psychologist friend, said about the art of recalling.
I almost think of it like an accordion, where instead of this narrow, minutes-long experience, we stretch it out. We look forward to it, we have excitement, we experience it, we immerse ourselves in that, and then after the fact, we replay it, we relive, we share it, and then you've taken that single positive moment of life and actually turned it into something quite a bit more.
making memories I'd like to remember. I'm meeting new people I'd like to recall. Some of their names, like Larry and Steve. I'm making memories I'd sure like to keep.